All right, well, don't stop clapping because we got more comics coming for you. This guy hails from all the way from Michigan, so please make some noise for Bear Love. Yo, how we doing, Longmont? Gotta move this. Hippies are a little clumsy. See? Woo! There we go. Let's try it again. How we doing? I look young, but I actually come from a different time. I've had a beeper in my day. And it wasn't even to sell weed yet. It was so my mom could tell me to come home. I knew they were tracking devices. But I come from a different time. I saw Blockbuster get put out of business by Netflix. I saw one of my favorite, Toys R Us, get put out of business by Amazon. I saw heroin get put out of business by fentanyl. I come from a time where you could find a mystery bag of powders on the barroom floor and go home and have a good night. Nowadays, you have to know chemistry in order to take that cocaine home. I didn't come from free love like the hippies, but I at least came from mystery bag of powders is okay. But a hippie feels safe here in Longmont because Boulder County went and legalized pot. Kind of put me out of a job, though. Nobody tells you what happened to the weed man, the one that made it out. He delivers pizza now. DoorDash. And these people with the snowboard racks, looking like police on the top of their car, they're slowing down your food, I'm sorry. Any parents in the crowd? Well, hippies, we're pretty childish, so we don't have a lot of kids. You guys keep track of how good your kids are doing with the height on the wall? We keep track of the length of our hair, as the last time we saw a judge. I'm doing pretty good. But you guys think it's easy being a hippie because I don't have a real job? But how many times have you used your job to get out of doing things you didn't want to do? These people know I don't have to work in the morning. I had to move a fish tank on Tuesday. I'm going out to Gun Barrel this weekend to pick up a pit bull. I thought it would be nice if my friend got over his breakup with his girlfriend by getting off of my couch, but instead we're getting a dog. But my buddy, his parents are hippies, and growing up is confusing enough. But how do you go through that rebellious phase when you've got hippie parents? Get a job, go to school, get a degree, hopefully not vote Republican. It's kind of hard to run away from your dad's TP, and he chases you down on horseback and says, "It's cool, bro, we can talk about it." But hippies, they did some good things for society. They invented the word grounded. You know, take it with a TV, take it with a tablet, get grounded. Before that, we just beat our kids. I think I'm still grounded. You know, my family, they're very religious, so I didn't grow up like my buddy who's got hippie parents. He said, like, a spooning in his family means laying with your lover. A spooning in my family means getting hit with a wooden spoon when you try and taste the gravy too soon. And, you know, like, I was going to Burning Man, you know, with my friends. They've got hippie parents. Their names are Solmar and Blu-ray. And I'm going by Bear Love, which is not my birth name, obviously. And they're like, what's our Burning Man name, Bear? What's our Burning Man names? And it's Solmar and Blu-ray. They have hippie parents. And so they were like, we kind of already came with Burning Man names, didn't we, Bear? And so the whole Burning Man, they went by Bob and Sam. They're like, you go by Bob, I'll go by Sam. It was perfect. And it was funny because they were like, yeah, well, how did you get in trouble? And they were like, when we got in trouble, we got to choose our own punishment. And I was like, what does that even mean? And they were like, yeah, we got caught toilet paper and we couldn't see our best friend for a week. And I was like, that's weird. I got to choose the stick my grandma would whoop me with off of the tree. Differences when you have hippie parents. But I got a little bit of gray in my beard and I'm doing this comedy thing, so you can say I'm going through a midlife. But my generation really does not know how to do a midlife crisis. My dad, he bought a Corvette, spins in circles. My generation doesn't have Corvette money. So a midlife crisis for my generation looks like 35-year-old should be trading recipes with the other moms at school. But instead, this weekend, she's getting her head shaved. Britney Spears, that's a midlife crisis for my generation. I'm still trying to date. You know, I'm not picking on the single girls, the single guys. G.I. Joe, he's doing it too. Should have joined the military, I guess, 25 years ago, but instead he's been working at a factory with his dad. His knees are gone, but you'll find him this weekend at Bass Pro Shop, looking for night vision goggles to hunt a deer. If you need night vision goggles to hunt a deer, you're not the warrior we need, Tanner. All right, how much time do we got? But who believes work smarter, not harder? All right. Well, I was working really hard. I was doing mortgage in San Diego, and I was working really hard. But I saw these hippies that are at the beach every day. So I was like, they're working less hard than me, and that's way smarter. And so I was like, what? Like a hippie, when they decide to go on vacation, they don't book an Uber to the airport, get an Airbnb. Nope, they just stick their thumb out and say, I'm going west. So I'm a little smarter than a hippie. So when I went hitchhiking, I was going from Houston to Pensacola, and I'm a construction worker, so I picked up a little sign that would help me. One side said stop, and the other side said slow down. It was a very effective way to travel. I got relieved of that sign by the police 3 counties later. It was a very effective way. He said it took him 3 counties of chasing us. And I guess that's where I learned to tell a joke on my feet, because when you stop at traffic, you have about 3 seconds to be funny before they call the police. So my favorite thing was, I'm actually going east and I don't murder. Never have it. I don't plan on starting today. And that one usually broke the ice. And so it was really funny because the cop, it was catch and release. He probably didn't want to do the paperwork looking how we smelled. So he let us out. And, if you got good luck on your side, then when you're hitchhiking, then you get picked up right away. And that happened to us. We still had some fairy dust in our pockets. So we get picked right up, and this guy, he's going on and on. We get picked up by weird people sometimes. And this guy, he's coming out of New Orleans. And he goes, yeah, I'm actually a Viper. I don't know what gangs are in New Orleans. So I'm like, oh gosh, what's a Viper? And he says it's actually a beatnik who smoked weed. And so the beatniks, the ones that smoked weed, were Vipers. And he says, do you guys smoke weed? I was like, is that a question? And he has me reach in the glove box, and he has Miles Davis's trumpet piece, because he used to play with Miles Davis in New Orleans. And he had a big bag of weed in there. And so now we're packing weed in the end of his trumpet piece like it's a one-hitter. And so we're smoking weed. Jazz has never felt so alive that night. But he got us all the way to Pensacola, and Pensacola was like some hippies like dream. These guys were not working hard, and it's beautiful. They've got drum circles all day. There's a bar for $5. They let you drink all day, which was a mistake because these people came like flies to shit. But so we're out there drumming all day, and these hippies were like, well, I'm like, where do you guys sleep? You know what I mean? They're like, well, the cops kick us off the beach at 10 o'clock. But the cheap hotels over here have lawn chairs and no security. It's Florida. So we're sleeping around the beach, around the pool, jumping in the hot tub at night. And life has never felt so alive until you're getting chased by hotel security in flip-flops and a tie-dye. Tie-dye looks like camouflage, but the only thing it hides you from is employment. But these hippies, they're going all the way up to it's about a 20-minute walk to the cheap hotels. And in the morning, the expensive hotels, that's where we get the continental breakfast. Who wants a crab omelet, right? So, yeah, they'd come up to the table and they'd be like, are you staying at this hotel? And I was like, yeah, room 212, every time. And they didn't want to be rude, so they'd have to go check, and then we'd be like, all right. So we're eating free breakfast, we got drinking with Lincoln at this bar, and I just don't feel like walking with these hippies 15 minutes to this other place. So on the beach, they've got a nice little miniature golf putt-putt course. So I'm getting ideas, because hole 18 is always like a windmill or something special, you know what I mean? This one, my name's Bear. Hole 18 this day, it was a cave. Bears love caves. So me and my cousin, we took our pack right there in hole 18, right on the beach. These hippies are hiking 20 minutes away. They're not working that smart. So we lay right there, hole 18. Sometimes people would actually hit their ball, wake us up in the morning, and we'd have to get out of there. All right, you guys have a good night.